This week, we're talking all about websites. We've spoken about marketing for ages, and I thought I'd give you my top 5 mistakes that I commonly see when it comes down to people's website. The first one is slow load times, right? There's nothing worse than a website when it is super slow to load. It's not going to help you from a user experience point of view, and certainly not from an SEO perspective as well. So when you're building out your website, if you're using something like WordPress, don't use too many plugins. Plugins are great, but the more plugins you use, the slower it's going to make your website. Utilize things like WP Rocket. I love Nitro Pack personally. We use it on our website. It's fantastic for optimizing the speed, clearing your cache, all that kind of stuff to keep everything running as smoothly as possible and ensuring that your website loads within a couple of seconds at the absolute max. Second thing that I see all of the time is where websites look beautiful on desktop, on laptop, but when it comes down to mobile, they absolutely look awful. Now, with our website, a lot of our traffic does come from desktop and laptop use, but for a lot of websites, traffic coming from mobile is the most amount of traffic that you're going to get from that particular device. So ensure that your website looks beautiful when it comes down to desktop, and equally as beautiful when it comes down to your mobile use, ensuring that things work in a way that works, your buttons are aligned, everything's aligned as well when you invert the phone, when you flip it around, as well as on your iPads and other screen sizes as well. It can be very easy to build websites just on one screen. So if you're working with a website builder, if you're working with a freelancer or an agency, ensuring that once the website is done and you complete your quality checks, you go through and you check on every single screen size, because it's so important when it comes down to your website and how it performs. The third thing is no clear call to actions. When someone lands on a website, you don't want to be greeted with a call to action straight away because they might not know who you are and what your brand is. If you're a service-based business, having easy ways to contact them, booking a call, a live chat, contact form, read more about the company, their ethos, what it is they do, the services that they offer, and make sure, which comes into my fourth point, is when it comes down to your user experience. So just like when we spoke about call to actions, user experience is when someone lands on your website, there's a clear experience that you want that user to go through, and you've optimized your website in order to ensure that your user has the best possible experience. So that could be putting in pop-ups, it could be your CTAs, it could be live chats, but also ensuring that your pages make sense. For example, you don't want to show your pricing first before you actually show what the service is, for example. And when it comes down to e-commerce as well, you've got CRO, which is really important when it comes down to conversions. Obviously, you don't want people to just book in a call. You actually want them to proceed with a purchase, not just book in a call or a contact form. You actually want that user to take action and buy that particular product. And the fifth thing, is SEO, right? When it comes down to SEO, I'm probably going to talk about this at more length than the other points because this is something I'm very passionate about. When people launch websites, they expect to be on the first page of Google straight away. It's not going to happen unless you're some sort of wizard from Harry Potter. You need to be investing in your SEO. It might seem like a lot of money. It might seem like a big task. It might seem like a mountain. But even if you optimize your website one time with all the things that need to be done and the changes that need to be made to that website to ensure that it is being found on Google, it is going to set you up so much more in terms of your competition and where you position yourself as a brand in the market. So many people forget about SEO. It's okay to do the initial steps and get it all set up, but if you want everything to grow as the business grows, as your website grows, it's so important to do SEO on an ongoing and a consistent basis. It's all well and good just doing it once, but the real work just comes in like when you go to the gym and you're on a health journey, whatever. You're not going to see results from going to the gym once. You're going to see results from going to the gym every couple of days or so and working on those tiny little bits, which is exactly what it comes down to with SEO, right? It is so important when you're building out the website to do all of your foundations because your CTAs, your load times, your content is all going to play into part and parcel of your SEO. We're going to be launching something a little bit maybe early 2025 of a checklist that you can download and you can go through your whole website, see what you've done, what you haven't done, some easy, quick wins for you to navigate. If I have done it by now, I'll link it in the description below. but I will be doing it next year, early next year for sure, because I think everyone needs to do SEO. Some of the things with SEO are a time thing. People prefer to outsource them to agencies. A lot of stuff you can do yourself. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but it is true. So that hopefully that little checklist that I'm putting together at the moment with the team will really help some smaller business owners that maybe can't afford to work with an SEO agency, because it is a big investment, right? But it is so important with all of these 5 things that I've mentioned to you today: your mobile speed, your call to actions, your user experience, your SEO, and your load times, and your user experience. It is so important that you do all of those things and don't fall before you've got to the first hurdle, especially with websites, your digital front door to your business. It is so important. There you go. My 5 or 6 or 4, 5 or 6 mistakes when it comes down to websites. Don't do them. And hopefully you've learned something. Stay awesome, stay safe, but most importantly, stay nerdy.